So I was taking way too long. It just wasn't happening. When are you going to launch? That's the question I kept getting asked. And my answer kept being tomorrow. And I think every time I said it, I meant it. But tomorrow was never arriving. And that was starting to be a massive, massive problem for me. Hey everyone, Andrew Burns here with you again, founder of runningtokeepup.com, founder of Adventures in Marketing, and this is the Running to Keep Up show. So I was procrastinating. On launching a project that I've been working on for a really long time. It was a key project. I wanted it to be great. I wanted it to be perfect. And as a result, I was procrastinating. And what I needed to do, eventually I convinced myself that what I needed to do was just get it launched. It didn't need to be perfect. It just needed to be good enough. Get it launched. And then I would be able to see if there were any problems with it, and I would be able to resolve it. So that's what I did. I kind of got myself into a headspace where I was going to click upload, and the data and the pixels were going to flow out of my computer into the world, and the world was going to respond, and it was going to be great. And that's what I did. So I set everything up. I clicked the appropriate button on my computer. All of that data went out into the world, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. I got no response. Crickets. So it was a relatively straightforward route in for my potential customers. They were going to see, hopefully they were going to see some social media messages that spoke to them. There was going to be a link for them to click. They were going to click it. That was going to take them into a chatbot. That chatbot was going to guide them through what I had to offer them. Perfect. Not perfect. The chatbot wasn't firing. Why wasn't the chatbot firing? I'd used that method multiple times before. I knew how it worked. Somehow along the way, my Facebook page had become disconnected from the chatbot software that I was using. Chatmatic, by the way, there's a link below if you want to go and check it out. So yeah, somehow my Facebook page had become disconnected from Chatmatic, and I was absolutely furious. I was livid, because what it meant was that potential customers were clicking on the link and nothing was happening, which was making me look like an idiot. And this is when the perfectionist in me reared its head again, because I started thinking, what if I'd had one more day, one more hour, even if I just spent a little bit more time trying to make this thing perfect, then this wouldn't be happening. I wonder if you've ever felt like this. I wonder whether you've ever had perfectionism cause you to procrastinate. And then I wonder when things don't quite go according to plan, whether you started to curse yourself for taking that less than perfect action. What we have to do in those situations is remind ourselves what the initial intention was. The initial intention was to take imperfect action. I did that. I launched my project, and it didn't work. But there was no point beating myself up and trying to be a perfectionist again. This was the point of imperfect action. The point of imperfect action is to launch and then to iterate, to polish, to get better, to improve the thing that we put out, to really let our perfectionism reign, and to polish the thing while it's in motion. So I think there are three phases to trying to overcome procrastination that's caused by this kind of perfectionism. So the first one is to accept that we're going to launch something that's imperfect, to take that imperfect action. That can be really hard, but if we don't do it, the kind of fear of so procrastination is driven by fear, isn't it? The fear of being less good than we suspect we really should be, the fear of judgment, the fear of success, even sometimes. We're scared, and so we're scared of something, and that's why we procrastinate. So when we let our perfectionist tendencies cause procrastination, it's because we're scared about the thing we're going to put out into the world being less good than we want it to be. But actually, we have to do that. We have to do that as a first step. Now, what that first step is, what that imperfect action looks like, varies from project to project. But essentially, what we need on the end of that first launch, on the end of that imperfect action, is some kind of external arbiter, whether that's a trusted confidant or whether that's, a beta testing group, or, it varies. What we've got to do, though, is have that external arbiter as someone whose opinion we trust, someone whose opinion we believe. If we can just kind of shrug at their feedback and wave it off, that's not going to get it done. It's got to be someone whose opinion we really value. So we make an initial launch, imperfect action. We get feedback from our external arbiter, whoever that might be. And now we have to remember why we took imperfect action. It was for this moment. If we're really perfectionists, rather than scared children hiding behind perfectionism as an excuse, if we're really perfectionists, this is our time to shine. This is our time to polish that project that we care so much about. This is our time to iterate. This is our time to make that project as good as we want it to be. So we've got to take that feedback and we've got to iterate our project in response to that feedback. Not all of the other things, not all of the other bells and whistles that are going on ahead. We've got to respond to the feedback that we've got, and we keep polishing in response to that feedback in this loop until we've got this polished jewel that we always intended to produce. So that's phase 2. Phase 1, imperfect action. Phase 2, polishing, iteration. Yeah. And then phase 3, what do we have to do as perfectionist procrastinators once we've taken imperfect action? We have iterated. What do we do next? Now we have to promote. We have to celebrate. We have to tell people about our freshly minted, polished jewel of a project, whatever format that project is. Because again, if we were scared that we were going to get judgment, well, we got judgment. It's okay. We got judgment. We got feedback. We iterated in response to that feedback. We let our perfectionist shine in that iteration phase. And now we've got to tell people, look what we did. Look what we did. Look how good it is. We're safe. We don't need to be scared because we got feedback from someone we trusted and we iterated as a response. And now we're safe. We can shout from the rooftops about this thing. Those are the 3 phases, really. It's actually quite straightforward. But if you're a perfectionist, if you're a procrastinator as a result, I know it's not easy. So, phase 1, commit to imperfect action. Phase 2, iterate in response to feedback from someone that we trust. And phase 3, shout it from the rooftops. No fear, we responded to feedback, we know it's good. Those are the 3 ways that we can overcome procrastination that's caused by perfectionism. We don't have to stop producing work that is as good as we want it to be, but what we do have to do is get some feedback early in the process so that we can let our perfectionism reign and then tell people about the thing that we've produced, because we can be proud of it and not scared of the judgment that they're going to heap upon us. If you're a procrastinator, if you're a perfectionist, I want you to take those 3 steps seriously. Work it into your project plan, imperfect action, a rough and ready launch, a first launch. Who's going to be your external arbiter? So that you can shout from the rooftops about a project you're proud of. Go ahead, give that a try. I can't wait to hear about your results. Drop me some comments below and tell me what you think. And yeah, let's get some stuff done. Let's get some stuff out there into the world. I'll talk to you again soon. Hey my friend, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you taking the time to spend your personal development time watching this video. If you found some value here, what I would ask you to do is subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so that I can tell you the next time that I post a video here, and drop me a comment below. It's your comments that really keep me on my toes, that direct where these next videos are going to be, and I love hearing from you. So let me know what you think and what you're struggling with, and let's see if together we can get you moving forward to be the most effective version of you that you can be. Thanks everyone.